Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. So, guys, you know this subject, entrepreneurship, right? We are going to cover today the topics like case study. We are going to see one of the case studies, and on the basis of that case study, we will see what are some characteristics of a real life entrepreneurs, like what makes an entrepreneur so dedicated towards his work. Then we'll see the correct pronunciation of the word, which is entrepreneur, and we'll see some important definitions because since in your exams these definitions are asked, so you'll have to give these definitions. So that's why we'll define definitions. Some famous people like Peter Drucker, right, and they have given some nice definitions. Even we'll see the definition which is there in the dictionary meaning, or if you do Google, then what is the definition of this word entrepreneur, that we'll see. We'll understand the concept of entrepreneurship. We'll try to see what is the need of the entrepreneurship, or what makes entrepreneurship so interesting. And then very important question which is there in our syllabus, knowledge and skills required for an entrepreneur, like what makes entrepreneur so successful. So we will see that those skills. Let us start. Now, in the previous lecture also had discussed, but still again I want to remind you of this, right? There was a person called Mansukh Bhai Prajapati who was originally from Morbi, Rajkot, Gujarat. He was a 10th standard dropout. I told you he launched in 2002 something very unique which was called as the Mitti Cool refrigerator. During those times, the Saurashtra, Gujarat were suffering from lot of problems of water storage, and there was drought, and electricity cutoffs were there. Regular electricity cutoffs used to be there. So the public over there was facing lot of problems. So he launched this Mitti Cool refrigerator. Now his story is very interesting. Initially, after he was a 10th standard dropout, he started working at a tea stall because his father discouraged him. He said that you cannot join our family business of these mud clay pots and what you're doing. But so he started working at a tea stall, and then he, there also not being succeeded, he joined a roof tile manufacturing company. He was working as a laborer over there. But then he was discouraged, not happy working over there. So his wife encouraged him, though his father-in-law, his own father, they were not happy of him joining the family business again. But still, his wife encouraged him that why don't you start something new with our family business of muds and pots. So he made a mud clay Mitti Cool refrigerator which worked without electricity. The main thing was that it could store 10 liters of water, almost about 5 kg of fruits, vegetables, and other similar stuff. The fridge was 27 inches high and 15 inches wide, and it cost around 3,000 to 3,500 rupees. So imagine that with such less cost, refrigerator was available for people who were facing so many problems. So what I want to tell you is that let us decode the stuff what an entrepreneur can do. See, entrepreneur like Mansukh Bhai Prajapati are risk takers. We had discussed this in last lecture as well, that if you don't take a risk, you cannot become an entrepreneur, because some new idea if you are working on, then to work on that new idea to get successful, you'll have to take some huge risks. Though you are taking a risk, there may be ups and downs. Like in the case of Mansukh Bhai Prajapati, you saw that people discouraged him, but yet his wife encouraged him. He had a firm determination that yes, I want to do something nice. I want to come out with a new business, nice business, which would not only help me, but it will help the people of my region. He was an innovator. See how innovative he is. He developed a fridge which was working without electricity. So this is a pure innovation. right? This is the nicest innovation, and its cost was less, right? So he was a true innovator. Social welfare, he was not just thinking of himself, but he also thought of the people of his own region, Morbi, Kutch, Saurashtra. He wanted that the people should grow, people should get good amount of money, and people should succeed, right? They should not face difficulties. So social welfare, he did such a huge social work and lifetime of work, right? Not just it would help them for 1 day, 2 day, but it would change their life, right? It would change their lifetime. See how game changer it stood, right? Instead of buying a fridge which costs you say 15,000 to 20,000, imagine it just cost you 3,000 to 3,500. And not only it did good business, right? But it also grew his company, and he started earning his own, say, income changed. So this is a game changer. This idea was a real game changer, and he proved that nature is the ultimate power. See, he did not use those costly items or anything. He used nature, mud, clay, and then he heated that mud clay into oven and then developed a refrigerator. And the biggest thing was that the temperature inside or the refrigerators was 10 degrees lesser than the temperature outside. So imagine that this purely proved that if you want to become an entrepreneur, it is not necessary that you'll have to come up with the costly items or you'll have to do something like spend a lot of money. No, you can take help of nature itself and also develop a good business which is going to help the people, right? So this was all about the entrepreneur or some qualities of the entrepreneur. Now the correct pronunciation, see, people don't pronounce this word correctly. So for us, it is written in Hindi also, entrepreneur, right? We cannot say entrepreneur, it is entrepreneur. This is how it is spelled. It is spelled entrepreneur. Who is he? If you do Google search or if you find the dictionary meaning, then a person who makes money. Obviously, he has that desire of having money. He wants to run his own life. So he makes money by starting or running businesses, especially which involves risk, right? And that's why last time I had told you in the lecture that this word entrepreneur has come from the French word, which is entreprendre, right? And what is this entreprendre? Entreprendre is a French word whose meaning in French means that the taker of the risk, the one who is taking risk, the one who is taking huge risk to start something new, right? So this is the correct pronunciation and the dictionary meaning of the word, which is entrepreneur, right? Let us move ahead, guys, and see the next meaning. Yes, sorry. Let us see the another definition of the word entrepreneur. See, Peter F. Drucker, right? He came up with a very nice definition of the word entrepreneur. What is, and whatever he has mentioned in this definition is very important because it covers the correct meaning of the word entrepreneur nowadays. He says entrepreneur is the one who searches for changes. See, you have to bring a new big change in the society. Like Mansukh Bhai Prajapati, what he did, he not only thought of himself, but he thought of the society. He brought a big change, responds to it and exploits an opportunity. See, people discouraged Mansukh Bhai. They told him that what are you going to do with the family pottery business? Just make pots and sell them. What is it going to cost you? This is not a good opportunity. But no, he exploited that opportunity. He took up that opportunity and then he changed that opportunity into a very nice, say, income generating source. So what does Peter Drucker further say? Peter Drucker says that entrepreneur believes in increasing the value and customer satisfaction. See, Mansukh Bhai Prajapati not only came up with the fridge, which was lesser in cost, but people you could afford it, people could use it, right? The fruits and vegetables could stay nice for say 10 days. The milk could be stored easily and nicely for 5 days. It increased the value of the product. The customers were really satisfied with the product that he manufactured. No electricity, but yet the functions of the fridge were provided. What more can you ask for? Right? Then what does Peter Drucker further say? He says that a professional manager, he says entrepreneurs are the professional managers because they have the skills of managerial skills like planning, organizing, staffing, controlling. These are managerial skills. What is planning? Planning means without planning you cannot work. It is a blueprint of the future. Organizing means you have the factors of production, but then the main thing is you have to organize them. You have to allocate the work properly to the people. Then organizing means organize everything at its correct place, allot duties, allot people their work. Controlling, right? Controlling means to take a feedback, whether what path we had discussed, are we actually working on that path or not? So he says that entrepreneurs are the professional managers. They have the skills of the professional managers, right? What does it say? Who mobilizes? This word is very important. That's why, see, I have marked it in red. Mobilizes means channelizes, allocates the resources. कौन से resources है भाई? यहाँ पे देख सकते हो. You can see the 4 M's, which is man. There is money, right? Here you can see there is a material, and you can see over here there is a machine. 4 M's. So you have the resources, 4 factors of production, right? But you have to allocate them properly. You have to utilize them properly, right? To make a commercial gain. Money you want, obviously you want your product to be famous in the market, right? From the opportunity which is provided to you. So this is a very nice and a correct definition of the word entrepreneur. In your final exams, many times the question is asked in your university that define entrepreneur, explain the concept of entrepreneur. So you'll have to give the correct definition of dictionary meaning, and you should take in mind 1 or 2 definitions of these very good famous people like Peter Drucker. Let us move ahead, guys. Now, this concept of entrepreneurship, quickly I'll go through it because last time I think we had discussed this, so we can go for the knowledge and skill of the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person, right, who is innovative, who exploits the opportunities, who is a risk taker, who wants to bring a change in the society, right? So he is a person. You can call this as a noun. The work which he does, जो काम वो करता है, right? That is called as entrepreneurship. So it is a verb, it is a process or an action, the work he is going to do, right? And when he opens something, right, an organization or a company, right, the work which he does, the output of that work, the outcome of that work is called as enterprise. Usually we don't call it as a company or an organization. We are going to call it as the word enterprise. Guys, many times these question is being asked in your university exam. Explain the concept of entrepreneurship, or explain the difference between entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. So you should be able to explain this difference with the help of this diagram. This is a very nice and a famous diagram, and I'm sure it's not very difficult for you to remember. You can easily remember this diagram and draw the diagram and explain. Why we are discussing case studies? Like I told you, in your university, your questions are going to be very lengthy. They are going to be of say 7 marks. Then you should have that content to write something of 3 to 4 pages lengthy answers. Then if you are going through the case studies, the real life examples, then you'll have something to write down in your paper. So I would suggest that every time attend the regular lectures, understand the case studies, real life examples that we are doing. Now, there was one more question in your GTU exam. In fact, in online exams also, your multiple choice questions also, these questions were asked, right? What question were asked? What is the meaning of entrepreneurship? Or in the online exam, this was the question. Entrepreneurship is a function which involves the exploitation of dash which exists in the market, right? So the correct word is exploitation of opportunities. See, there is a very good famous English saying, opportunity lost is opportunity gone. So life throws lot of opportunities to you. It is you have to decide which opportunity to grab, which opportunity to exploit, and see what is existing in the market and go for your business, go for your startup, go for your entrepreneurship, right? One more online exam objective type question was asked. Entrepreneurship is a tendency and risk, right? Tendency and risk of a person. You should have courage enough to start a business. You should take a risk to start a business, organize that business and run it profitability. Many people do have money, but they do not succeed every time. So it's your decision making ability which will tell you whether you are going to be a successful entrepreneur or not. Far-sightedness, future. You should always focus on future. Entrepreneurs will always go through ups and downs in their life. Some period will be very good for them, some period is going to be bad for them. Then they cannot, in the present, if they are going through bad times, they cannot leave the business and say that, oh, this business is not working, what will I do? Always think of the future, think that something nice is going to happen in the future. Far-sightedness, this idea is going to work in the future, right? For example, I'll give you a real life example which is happening. Maybe in the last lecture also I had discussed, today also I'm going to discuss the run of Kutch. Guys, run of Kutch is an area which is always think as a barren land. बंजर जमीन है, कुछ नहीं हो सकता उसका. But you see that government has utilized acres and acres of land, and on that land they are going to install a huge solar plant. They are going to install a desalination plant. When they were thinking of this, people used to make fun of them. They used to say, what is going to happen? How can you turn out this? Who will purchase your electricity, which is 15 rupees per unit? But see, nowadays government has said that 1 unit is just going to cost 3 rupees. So far sightedness is very important, right? In future something nice is going to happen, that is required to perceive an opportunity and exploit well in time, right? So this is the meaning, correct meaning of the word entrepreneurship. Remember, these questions are asked in your university exams. Entrepreneurship is a process of creating something new. See, you have to do something new. Nowadays vegetable vendors, they are also become so smart, right? The vegetable vendors during the times of this COVID-19, to attract the customers, they are saying, don't worry, just give us your address, we are going to deliver the food to we are going to deliver the vegetables and food at your place. They are doing something new. They know that you cannot sit and sell vegetables at your own place. If people are not coming to your place, we will have to go to their place, right? With increasing the value by devoting the necessary time. See, you have to give time. Your entrepreneurship, your business is not going to succeed within fraction of seconds or within a year or so. You'll have to give some time. You'll have to put extra efforts into it. Take financial, physique and social risk, right? Risk is very important. Might succeed, you might fail. And receiving the results and rewards, monetary satisfaction, personal satisfaction. And the biggest thing is that you are independent if you are an entrepreneur. Guys, are you all listening? Yes or no? Hi, Anna?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Right. Moving ahead, we are going to go to very important question which is asked in your G2 exams, right? Or your university exams. Knowledge and skills required to become an entrepreneur. First of all is that the first biggest step you'll have to take is do planning. You should have ability to plan. Planning is the blueprint of future. You are taking huge risk. Then if an unplanned risk is taken, it is going to cost you a lot. So an effective plan, a proper roadmap should be decided, right? And you have to continuously work on that roadmap. Then only you will be able to secure your goals. I read a very nice quote. Don't attach yourselves with people for your lifetime, but attach yourself with the nicest goal, right? And that goal should be difficult. That goal should be hard to achieve. So entrepreneurs have a difficult goal. They have to make something impossible into an possible thing. Then that is only possible if you have ability to plan it properly. You should have awesome communication skills. See, you have to do a lot of dealing. You have to do discussion with so many people. You'll have to do discussions with your say the customers in the market, the people in your market, your purchasers, your suppliers, right? The people with whom you are going to do your business, you're going to start your business. You'll have to do a lot of negotiation with them also. Every time all the terms and conditions they are going to agree with, it is not possible. Then what is required? Effective communication is required. If you are a good communicator, if you know how to explain them what exactly you are going to do or what exactly your business is turn out to be, then that is going to help you a lot. So it's your ability to communicate which is going to help you a lot. It's not necessary that I'm not saying that every time you should be a good person speaking good English. No, even in your local language, but how to communicate nicely, right? Any language. People in France, they should know French very well. Whichever local area you live in, that language, if you know properly, you can communicate well with the people, then that is more than enough. Next is marketing skills. See, the people should, if you make a good product, well and good, but what if you're not able to sell that best product, right? So you should have some good marketing skills, some good advertising skills. Tell people, make them aware that this is there, I have a better product than one which is existing in the market, right? So just making a good product is not enough, right? You must able to publicize it very well. You should have good marketing strategies with it. Maybe you'll have to hire some people who are good into marketing. Maybe you'll have to hire some agencies which are good into the marketing, right? Online marketing platforms are there nowadays. There is so much which would help you to do good marketing, right? So what is required is these three skills. Further, many more skills are coming. Let us see which are the other skills which you require. नेक्स्ट इज गाइज इंटरपर्सनल स्किल. गाइज देखो ये जो तीन लोग दिख रहे हैं, राइट, दीज थ्री पीपल यू कैन सी हियर, राइट, they are joining hands with each other. Don't mix your communication skills with the interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is how you deal with people, interact with people. You'll while your process of entrepreneurship will start, right? During that, you'll have to interact with so many people. You'll have to interact with the customers, you'll have to interact with the government officials, you'll have to have good relations with the lawyers, you'll have to have good relations with your employees, your bank officials. Maybe you are sometimes, while your process of entrepreneurship, you found yourself tapped into a legal issue. Then if you don't have good relations with your lawyers, then they won't be able to save you, right? While you are earning some money or paying your loans, if you don't have good relations with your bank officials, they won't help you. So interpersonal skills are required. How you deal with people, how you have relations with the other people, right? And how together you make a nice network of your interpersonal skills. That is very, very important. Next is basic management skills. You should have a good planning skills. Once you plan it, organize according to what you have planned. See, sometimes people plan, but they don't work on their plan. Whatever you have planned and whatever happened is altogether a different thing. And then they think that why did this did not work? Because you did not organize it properly, right? So organize it, execute exactly the roadmap that you had planned. Then you will, and in the end, control. Take feedback on people. Are you doing well? What changes are required? These are all management skills, basic management skills. Then the next is your effectiveness. See this guy, right? This one, right? Personal effective means how is your appearance? If you are an entrepreneur, right, you'll have to deal with so many people. You have to go into the market, talk to so many people, see what exactly they are doing. Your own way of representing is also very important. You'll have to present yourself nicely. You should look like an entrepreneur to them. You should be convincing. Your own SWOT analysis you have to do. Guys, I want an answer from you. What is meaning of SWOT? Can anyone tell me? SWOT analysis क्या होता है? Guys, what is the meaning of SWOT? SWOT? No one?
Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat.
Very good, right? So while being an entrepreneur, you will have to work upon your SWOT. You should also know about what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. If I do have weaknesses, everyone has weakness, but you'll have to work upon it. See what are the opportunities which are coming ahead. Can I exploit these opportunities? Can I explore those opportunities? Threats. See what are the threats which are going to come in future. Be ready for that threats. If they are legal threats, you'll have to go for the lawyers. So these are this is called as the personal effectiveness. Work upon yourself, your own self. That is effectiveness. What is your attitude towards your people is going to matter a lot. If you are an entrepreneur, but you have a very crazy attitude, you're not dealing with people in a nice language, no one is going to approach you. No one is going to be talking to you, right? So your overall approach is your personal effectiveness. We saw the 6 skills or 6 knowledge and skills which an entrepreneur requires. See guys, here in the top it is written, right? What is written? Along with attitude and characteristics, to become an entrepreneur, one should also possess knowledge and skills. So these are the skills which a successful entrepreneur has. What is other? Team building skills. You can see here the video which is running. You can see together they are making a team. They are doing a team building exercise. So an entrepreneur, it is very necessary that he should assemble such people in the team who are going to be expertise in your own areas. For example, your business will require finance. Then a very good people of finance who has good knowledge of finance, dealing with money in the market. You should have expertise in the areas of finance in your team. Then if you will have good HR manager people, right? A good nice HR team is required. So they'll hire some good people into your organization and then you can work nicely, right? So these are called as the team building skills. You should have a nice team with you who is going to help you. Alone you cannot work, right? Alone you can start, but when you go ahead, you will require a team will divide the work, lessen your burden. So nice team is required. Next, you can see leadership skills. See, if an entrepreneur is weak, nobody is going to work in the along with him nicely. But if an entrepreneur is a dictator, then also he is going to face problems. So neither of the extreme conditions should take place. Neither you should be very weak, nor you should be a dictator and like try to show your dictatorship skills on others. No, you should have ability and skill to get your work done from the people in a nice way. right? Neither being dictator nor too weak. If you are weak, nobody is going to listen to you. They'll keep on doing their own work, right? So leadership also means you should have a vision for future, far sightedness for future. आगे क्या होने वाला है, a nice path should be decided and you should lead that path. You are the leader. If you are working on that path, then the others behind you are going to work on the same path and achieve the goal, make you achieve that goal, help you achieve that goal. Next is ambition. You should have that ambition, that passion into you, that yes, this is what I want to do and I want to work on this only. Innovation. While you are going into it, try to do something new. Same old thing, nobody is going to do it. While you're doing this, you might go through the bad days, right? But if you have the ambition and passion, that will save you and that will always motivate you to do something innovative. It is your hunger, right, that will keep you surviving, that I want to do something new, I want to set up something new. So these were the next three skills: team building skills, then leadership skills, ambition, and innovation. Next is critical and creative thinking, problem solving, right? See, while you are on a journey of developing a new product, lot of critical issues will be ahead of you. Maybe at some time you will not be having finance. Quickly you'll have to arrange some finance. Maybe some people left your organization. Maybe quickly you'll have to arrange some people. You'll have to arrange labor. You'll have to arrange places for your labor, to where they'll stay, how they'll have food. These are some critical issues. So maybe your creative thinking is going to help you a lot to solve those critical issues and help you solve the crucial problems, the crucial hurdles that are coming in your way. Hurdles are definitely going to come. If you are starting something new, it is never going to be a straight path. It is always going to be a zigzag path. It is always going to be a path like this, where you won't find the road, right? But you will have to find your road through your critical thinking, through your creative thinking in your own way. Goal setting. Now only I told you that there is a famous saying which I heard: don't attach yourself with the people, attach yourself with a goal if you want to live a nice life. If you have a strong goal, it will always keep motivating you. Entrepreneurs should have a nicest goal with them. They are not just businessmen. They are not just the businessmen who are hungry of money, but they are entrepreneurs. They want to change the society. They want to bring something new into the society and then earn the money. So they are the thought provokers, right? They should provoke others also to reach their goal. It is not just their own decision which will provoke themselves to work on their part, that they should be such that should provoke others also. For example, we very well saw some very good entrepreneurs like Mark Zuckerberg, right? Steve Jobs. There are so many: Dhirubhai Ambani, Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani. These are the entrepreneurs, right? I'm going to tell you one story of which is an impossible work which Dhirubhai Ambani and then Mukesh Ambani did. See, when Mukesh Ambani and Dhirubhai Ambani were once flying to Jamnagar, right? They saw a land. They had acres of land with them. And then while they were eating mangoes, right, Mukesh Ambani said that why don't we uh, allot this land for growing mangoes? Then people laughed at him. Some of them, they also said that how is it possible? This land is a barren land, right? The land was a barren land, banjar zameen thi, right? जहां पे कुछ mangoes जैसी चीज उग नहीं सकती थी, right? Mangoes couldn't be grown. But yet, Dhirubhai decided, a strong decision was taken. No, we are going to turn this barren land into a fruitful land. And they did it. And today, the major Alfonso mango, right, that is grown in Jamnagar. The Alfonso mango of Jamnagar is very famous and we all eat it also. See, this impossible goal was set, yet it was achieved by the people, right? So it says that if you take a decision, then you can turn the impossible into the possible one.